Welcome, Mage. I'm Rhino, and today we are going into, I'm gonna be, opening these, Planeswalker decks, and, let's go and get started. There we go. Alrighty. Box 1 is Basiri, Devoted Paladin. These are the Planeswalker decks that I...
Get that. Could you try again?
When you said Basiri...
Alright,
Alright, come on, open it up.
okay. That was funny.
Yeah, nice loud crunches.
Sorry about that. Okay, so what Basiri does is, this is a counter deck. It's 6 shop, 2 white, and 4 generic, 4 colorless.
Oh, hey, MTG Strategist just subscribed.
Oh, thank you, MTG Strategist.
Rhino's got an interesting announcement that he's going to have coming up in a moment.
So, I can plus 1. I can plus 1 and put a 1 counter on up to 1 target creature, and it gains vigilance until end of turn. And I can minus 1 whenever a creature attacks this turn, put a 1 counter on it. And I can minus 6 it, and creatures you control get +2/+2 and gain flying until end of turn. So the
Okay. What did you get?
You get a pack of Core 2021. You get a MTG Arena code, which I am not gonna show you. And you also get plastic.
Okay, so Arena Code.
Arena code, yeah.
We're not going to show that Arena Code. We'll show the Arena Code like this. Yeah, you get an Arena Code. Ryan's going to put it into his arena.
Yeah, and you get these cards.
Popular formats.
Some
really basic info about how to play. Your turn structure. And it's kind of interesting that the turn structure doesn't say anything about upkeep, because the Planeswalker decks don't deal with upkeep.
Yep. Okay, so
So show off the rares and the uncommons, I presume.
alrighty. So Basiri's Lieutenant, it is a 4-drop. It's a 3/4. Vigilance and protection from multicolored. When it's battlefield, put a 1/1 counter on target creature you control. So it could be it. If you have no other creatures that you have,
Making it a 4-drop, 4/5
yes,
with vigilance.
With vigilance and protection from multicolored. So far, so good. Whenever it or another creature you control dies, if it had a 1/1 counter on it, you can create a 2/2 knight with vigilance.
Okay.
And a tutor for a Planeswalker and an added ability. It's a 4-drop. It's called Viserys Aegis. Put 1 counter on each up to 2 target creatures, and then you can tutor for the Planeswalker. I don't want this to happen again.
Okay. Then call him Bassery.
Bassery. Alright, there's another one.
So you get 2 of those in the deck.
Yes.
So in effect, it's kind of like having 3 copies of the Planeswalker, sort of.
Sorta. Yeah, the Planeswalker decks. They have a very interesting mana curve.
Yeah. It's a very good, solid mana curve. They often have too many land in them. Okay. But one thing that Rhino will do in the near future is we are going to upgrade the Planeswalker decks to possibly make them more playable at FNM or maybe in Pioneer or something like that.
Mm-hmm. And do it like Oathbreaker and that sort of stuff. Okay, Speaker of the Heavens. It is a 1-drop. As Vigilance and Lifelink. You can tap it, create a 4/4 white angel creature token with flying. Activate this ability only if you gained at least 7 life or more. Oh wait, I need to read this. I haven't read this. I just jumped in. Okay. I am very confused.
Okay, so Speaker of the Heavens. It is a 1-drop 1/1 with Vigilance and Lifelink. So that's a pretty decent card in and of itself. It's not worth a lot, but
We got a whole bunch of them.
Yeah, we've got a whole bunch of them. We pulled them out of the booster box. But you can tap it and create a 4/4 white angel creature token with flying. Activate this ability only if you have at least 7 life more than your starting life total, and only anytime you could cast a sorcery. So it would have to be on your turn in your first or second main, and you would have to, if you started with 20 life, you'd have to be at 27. If you were at 40 life, then you have to be at 47 life.
Okay.
Okay, so that's an interesting way of making an angel, but I would almost think that it would be better to be able to create the angel if your life total was really low. Like maybe you were down to 5 life or under 10 or something like that. That would be kind of cool.
I thought you had to gain life.
Yes, you have to gain life. But to create an angel, anytime that you're high on life, well, okay. It just, I don't know. It doesn't seem to be a great way of doing it. I feel like I'm trying to talk over Mom.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Keep talking.
Alrighty. So, We got 2 Aven Gaggle Master. It's a 5-drop, 4/3.
Oops. This light.
And it's flying. Okay. Technical difficulties.
It's just not plugged in hard enough. All right, there we go.
Yay.
Yay. Okay.
So, you gain 2 life for each flying creature you control, which is pretty good. We would have to figure out how many flying creatures are in the deck. But overall, I think it's a pretty good flyer.
Okay. Now, we are doing this from the standpoint of Planeswalker decks, not from the standpoint of competitive Friday Night Magic or anything like that.
Mm-hmm.
This is more from a casual point of view and how fun the deck will be to play. So that's the main thing.
Yeah.
All right. Next.
Oh. Next is those are the commons. Alrighty. Okay. Tempered Veteran. We have 3 of them. And you can do, it's a 2-drop, 1/2, and you can tap 1 and tap it and put 1 counter on a creature with a counter on it, so it goes up by 1.
It's kind of like a poor man's proliferate.
Sorta.
Yeah. Okay, so you're not proliferating a bunch, you're just doing 1 at a time.
But there's more.
Oh, okay.
But wait, there's more. You can do 6 and tap it, put 1 counter on target creature.
Okay. So you can put a counter on it, and then later you can just add one. And if you have an ability to keep untapping it and pumping mana in, you can make counters go up really quick.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So, we have a Sigiled Contender. As lifelink as long as has a 1 counter on it. Since this does a lot of 1 counters, then this is a very good card. It's a 4-drop, 4/3. So, yeah. And we got 3 of them. I think if we were to upgrade this, we'd keep this in the deck.
Well, we'll see. It depends on what format we're upgrading it for. Plus, when we do the upgrades, we want to make sure that we don't spend more on the upgrade than we did on the Planeswalker deck.
Yeah.
So we bought the Planeswalker decks for $11, so we can't go above $11. We're trying to do this in the standpoint of how would it be for a new player or a young player to get in, play this, have fun, and yeah, they had $12 to buy the deck. Maybe they have a little extra money. Would they want to buy another Planeswalker deck and try to shuffle them together? Or would they want to try to get some singles and make the deck really, really spiffy? Possibly
Okay.
Pioneer playable, or by no means Modern playable.
Oh, no. Alrighty. So now we are on to our removal. We got Banishing Light. It is a 3-drop, and it exiles target non-land permanent and opponent controls until this leaves the battlefield. So it is a cheaper cast out. This card is amazing. I really like it. And I think we should put some more in there.
Okay.
This card is amazing. Alright. So, we got a 3 fight as 1. You can do a white and it's an instant. And you can choose one or both. Target human you control gets +1/+1 and gains indestructible until end turn. Or target non-human creature you can control gets +1/+1 until end of turn. So if you have like a whole bunch of creatures out, and you have no humans out, then you can just then do the bottom ability. If you have nothing but humans out, then just do the top ability, and if you have a whole bunch of creatures, you can do both. So that's all for the deck.
Okay. Go on to the next one. Put all that stuff in here.
Okay. So put in the chat, what is your favorite Planeswalker deck that I got right here?
Chandra, Teferi, or Basari?
Basari, yes.
Okay, set them aside. Get in the next one.
Or if you have another favorite, then
I think we own pretty much every Planeswalker deck.
Come on.
Well, the gluing has improved.
Yeah. Okay, there we go.
Okay, so
Okay.
what does Teferi do? And I'll open this up while you do that.
Teferi is a 6-drop. For loyalty, you can +1 and draw a card, which seems pretty reasonable. And you can do -3, put our creature on top of its own library, and you can do -8. Each creature and target opponent and controls phases out until in turn they can't phase in.
Okay.
And phasing is to me, I think it's a little confusing.
Well, it's like super stealth mode. So in super stealth mode, your creatures are more than hexproof. They're more than shroud. They're not there, but they come back. So Rhino's going to do a video about phasing and talk about it. Oh, let's get the arena code off. The arena code. And 2 more of the same cards in the bottom. It does come with an extra pack. We're going to be opening up the packs on another video. And Rhino should have about 7 packs here soon to open up, and we'll have the card scanner up, and you know, we'll do the card scanner so you can see the real-time prices and stuff like that. So that'll be kind of cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, MTG Strategist says phasing is back. They don't exist. So they don't exist within the game, but they are in the game. And tokens can exist. It's not exile. It's kind of different. Okay.
Yeah. Okay. So let's go ahead and jump into blue. Stormwing Entity. Entity.
Yeah.
It's a 5-drop 3/3. This spell costs 2 colors, and when blue lets to cast, if you cast an instant or sorcery spell this turn. It has flying and it has prowess. And when it's battlefield, scry 2.
Okay, so it may be that this has got a lot of instants and sorceries in it. Let's find out.
Yeah. On Teferi's Ageless Insight. I saw this in the pre-release, and this card is really cool. It's a 4-drop legendary enchantment. If you would draw a card, except first one you draw in each of your draw steps, draw 2 cards instead. So a guy had a mill, and he drew a card, and it kept going. It kept going, and he almost milled me out, but it was really cool. So, we have Teferi's Wavecaster. 2 of them.
Must be the tutor card.
Yep. It's a 5-drop 3/3 with flash. When it's battlefield, you search for a Teferi. That's it.
Yeah, but it is a 3/3 creature as well.
Yeah.
So you can look at it as, okay, you're using 3 to cast the creature, and the other 2 is to find to tutor for Teferi.
Yeah.
And a lot of times these are costed so that they are 1 less than the cost of the Planeswalker. So that's a 5-drop, and the Planeswalker is a 6-drop.
Okay. And Fairy Vandal. This card is
From Throne.
from Throne, yeah.
That's actually kind of unusual. Most of the time, when they built the Planeswalker decks, they only used the cards from that one set. And then recently, when they, well, like with the Core 20 ones, those were actually pretty nice, pretty nice decks as built.
Okay, so Fairy Vandal is a 2-drop, 1/2 with flash, flying. Whenever you draw your second card each turn, put 1 counter on Fairy Vandal. So it keeps going up and up and up and up. And it doesn't have to be on your turn.
Yeah.
It could be on anybody's turn. So that's pretty nice.
Okay, so here's an interesting question. Since Flash is the ability to cast a creature at instant speed, and Prowess counts instants and sorceries, would a Flash creature tick up Prowess?
No.
No. Correct, because Prowess is non-creature spells.
Yes. Okay. So we got a Jeskai Elder, and it is a 1-drop, 1/2. I see you took a peek. It has Prowess. You got 2 of them, and whenever it deals combat damage to a player, you may draw a card. If you do, discard card.
So the nice thing about that is you draw the card first and then you discard, as opposed to discarding a card and then drawing a card.
Yeah.
Okay. Any more goodness in?
Sure. Oh wait, there's 2 more Fairy Vandals.
Okay.
Shipwreck Dowser. And it's a 5-drop, 3/3 with Prowess.
Okay.
When it's battlefield, return target instant or sorcery card from your graveyard to your hand. So it's a recur. Let's say I have an opt, I play it, I return it, and I play it again. If this had a haste, it's something for 4. Because this has Prowess. It's 3/3. Okay. We have Historian Zephyr. 4-drop, 3/3. Whenever it attacks, if you control as a fairy planeswalker, draw a card. So yeah. Yeah, it's a good card draw engine, but you have to have Teferi. Good thing you have the tutors, so you can get it from your graveyard or from your library. Okay.
Anything else?
Let's see. Nope.
Got a couple hops. All right. Well, let's get him tucked away into his container.
Yes, Teferi goes away into his container. I don't like Teferi at all.
But this is a super powered down fairy.
Yeah.
Still don't like him. Okay.
Okay.
And we'll leave those.
Okay. Last but not least.
Yeah. Now we haven't been able to find the Garrick or the Chandra yet. No, Garrick or Liliana.
fully armored. Yeah.
Hopefully we'll be able to pick those up here soon.
Yeah. Okay.
So you go ahead and pull out the Chandra, and I will take care of getting the rest of the stuff taken care of.
Okay, so what Chandra does is she is a 6/6, not 6/6, a 6-drop, 5 loyalty, and you can do you can plus her up, and you can deal 3 damage to each opponent.
Yeah.
Wow.
So that's almost like a reasonable commander card.
Yeah. For a second, thought I read 2. Code. Yep.
Same 2 cards in the back.
Yep.
Got the extra pack there, so we got 3 packs.
And you have a -2. You may cast a red instant card from your graveyard. If that spell would be put in your graveyard this turn, exile instead.
So you basically have a flashback.
Oh, no.
So as long as you have Chandra out, you can minus her and then flashback something.
And the -8 is discard your hand, then draw 7 cards. Until end turn, you may cast spells from your hand without paying their mana cost.
Okay. So yeah, you can go a whole bunch of stuff.
Yeah. That's pretty good.
Yeah.
Especially the +1.
Yeah, in a lot of games, you rarely get to the ultimate ability, but we've found that in Planeswalker Deck games, with without modifying the Planeswalker decks, you can often get to the ultimate ability pretty easily. But we're going to eventually modify this, so you won't be able to. Okay, so what you got?
So we have a Chandra's Incinerator. It's 6-drop, 6/6. This spell costs X less to cast, where X is the total amount of non-combat damage dealt to your opponents in this turn.
So what does non-combat damage mean?
Non-combat damage means that if you do like a shock on your second main or your first main, then that's non-combat damage. If you have a creature and you attack with it, they don't block. That's combat damage.
So you would get non-combat damage from other spells, instants, and sorceries.
Other spells, yes.
Or from creatures with tap abilities, or when this creature attacks, like the Scorch Spitter, when this creature attacks, it deals 1 damage to target opponent.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Okay. This is my favorite card. Double Vision. I want to put this in my Calmax deck. It's a 5-drop enchantment. When you cast your first instant or sorcery spell each turn, copy it. Copy that spell. You may choose new targets for the copy. So you play like a shock. You copy. Sadly, you don't go infinite, but it gets copied.
So, this is an enchantment.
It's really hard to get rid of.
Well, most people don't do much in the way of enchantment removal. So when it comes out on the battlefield, it stays out on the battlefield, and it gives you an extra ability. What happens if you have 2 double visions out on the battlefield?
Oh man, that'd be crazy. Shock, shock, shock.
Yeah, so you only get 1 extra. You don't get 4 times with it. But still, it's 1 extra.
Yeah. Okay, now we have the tutor of Chandra's Fireball. 5-drop 4/2 with haste. On his battlefield, you search for Chandra.
Okay. Now, the neat thing is it has haste. The downside is what?
4/2.
2 defense.
2 defense,
Yeah.
Shock, dead.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's see what other cards we have. We have Chandra's Pyroling. If a source you control deals non-combat damage to an opponent, it gets +1 and +0 and gains double strike.
Oh, okay.
Until end turn.
So
that's a 1/3.
It's a 1/3, so you poke your opponent, it becomes a 2/3 with double strike. You poke your opponent again, it's a 3/3 with double strike.
There's no such thing as double strike.
Well, that's one of the problems that a lot of new players would get. There's no such thing as double strike.
Yeah.
Maybe we need to do a video about double strike and double strike.
Okay, we have Heartfire Immolator. So it is a 2/2 for 2, a bear, with prowess, and you can do you can tap a red and sacrifice it. It deals damage equal to its power to target creature or planeswalker.
That's cool.
Yeah, but there's one downside to target creature or planeswalker.
Well, that's not. Yeah, it's not an any target, but at least it has planeswalker in there as well.
Yeah.
And you generally don't find that much. You either have an any target or just a creature.
Okay, let's see. Alrighty, we have Carol Keep Discipline.
Okay.
Disciples.
Okay.
Whenever you activate a loyalty ability of a Chandra Planeswalker, deals 1 damage to each opponent.
Okay. Now, let me tell you this. That card is worth more than $2 right now.
What?
That card is worth more than $2 right now because it's not in the booster box.
Oh.
It's only in the Planeswalker deck, and that is a pretty nice commander card.
Yeah, and it's a 4-drop for 3.
Yeah, so it's well costed. It would go in great in a commander deck.
Wow.
or an Oathbreaker deck. So yeah, it's definitely one where you might want to get an extra one.
Yeah. Okay, let's see what other cards we have. Oh, this is a good one.
What was this? You had it did come with a fancy mountain.
Yeah, all of them come with a fancy mountain.
Well, a fancy whatever they're.
Well, a fancy whatever.
fancy whatever their land is.
So
Yeah. Okay. Adam says that's a good value for the deck. Then yes, it is.
Oh yeah.
Actually, the Planeswalker. It's funny when I costed this out. Buying the cards individually cost more than buying the Planeswalker deck, and on top of that, you get a pack. So for Chandra, for some reason, it has so much more value in it. Now, granted, that's going to drop here soon
Yeah.
as more of these get cracked open. But at the moment, if you're looking for financial value, buy up the Chandra Planeswalker decks and sell the parts.
Yeah. A slang fire. Slang fire. There we go. I have this in my Torbrand deck. This is a pretty snazzy card. It is a 3-drop instant. You can deal 3 damage to any target. It has adamant. If at least 3 red mana was spent to cast the spell, it deals 4 damage instead.
Adam asked, wow, is that the only one that is true for? I think so, because those, I think the Chandra Planeswalker was running like $8, and then those, the Carol Keep Disciples, they're over 2 each, and you get 3 of those. So
that's 6.
6 plus 8.
6 plus 8 is a total of, one moment, on 14.
Yeah, $14 for it. Basically $12 worth of Planeswalker deck, and it's like, okay.
$14. Okay.
Plus the pack.
Yeah, plus the pack.
Okay, something that I am going to do is I'm going to mark these packs as to which deck they came out of when we open these on, I think we're going to open them on Sunday, along with some other packs. It's nice to see what you pull out of the Planeswalker deck, because we have found that the packs in the Planeswalker decks seem to have better stuff in them.
Yeah.
So, let me find.
So, our last card, we have 2 Unleashed Furies. It's basically like, a double strike. It's a 2-drop instant. Double the power of target creature until end of turn. Basically. But it is not. So you can put that in your feather deck. And yeah, I think this is a pretty good card.
Okay.
So,
Alright, so, announcement time.
Announcement time. Drumroll, please.
Freeze.
Please. In a few...
Well, next week.
Next week,
approximately this time, maybe next Thursday.
I am going to be playing one of these decks on probably Basri
Or Chandra.
Against Dana
Fischer,
yeah, and possibly some other young players. So make sure you go ahead and check that out.
Yeah, we will announce that on Twitter and what we're going to be doing. Now, something interesting has happened today, and that is it's hiding from me. Oh, there it is. It is the Wizards of the Coast companion. So what this is an app to run tournaments or to participate in tournaments. Now, there is nothing that states that you have to be face to face to run these tournaments. So we might end up trying to use this to create a little Planeswalker tournament with other young players, and they can use the app, and it'll set up pairings and all that. But if nothing else, we are definitely going to be playing one-on-one versus Dana Fischer on this channel and on Dana Fischer's Twitch stream, which is Fischer Magic. So make sure you check that out and at least follow. And let's see, what else? Oh, the other thing, we are going to definitely upgrade these decks.
Oh, yeah. We are going to upgrade these decks. So, maybe take out some lands and put in some better cards.
Yeah. A lot of times these have a lot of land in them because they don't want you to miss being able to cast something in favor of being mana flooded. So we're going to analyze the decks a lot closer. We will do upgrades that probably will be less than $10 at the time we upgrade. And we will probably upgrade them more for kitchen table play. So that's not necessarily anything that oops. There you go. That's not a real format. That's a super casual format. But we'll give these a shot, and let's see here. So those were the three that we could get. They were a little over $11 a piece, US.
Yes.
And on Sunday, we plan to crack open these packs live on stream with our camera reader or card reader, and get that going. So, anything else you want to say, bud?
Oh, if you have any questions, put in the chat. But other than that, no. I have more videos coming out soon. So until then, Rhino out.